Hey, hi ho, and howdy everyone. My name is Shannon Alshook, and just a little something different today. Cause it's been a week. It's been a real week and a half, and then another half and another half. Yeah. So I originally wanted to do like a powering song bit when I was going to open this up, and then my brain couldn't remember the lyrics. Then I go listen to the music again, and then my brain can't remember the lyrics. I'm bad at what I do. Yeah, so it's been a week. I want to apologize for not having a super consistent release of videos and stuff. Obviously things got weird because there was a lot of extra stuff, like news things for Pokemon, and yeah, just things all over, kind of out of whack, and trying to get things and starting up the Isle of Armor, which is only a couple episodes long, but that's the thing. I'm gonna try not to talk too much more about channel stuff because that's not really what this is about. So just as a heads up, this isn't gonna be like an update. Let me tell you all about how Monica episode 5 will be out tomorrow on Patreon or something like that, or something. That's not even accurate, I don't think, because I'd like to do it today. I do realize that means Yorlai and Nichijou are going to be back a day, but I wanted to do that for Monica because I did record that last week and I didn't get to it. Anyway, and point is, again, it's not really going to be what this is about, but I did just want to give a heads up that a lot of this that I am going to talk about is why things have been funky, especially over the last couple of days. So yeah, I'm going to talk about me a little bit, cause week. I think there's kind of three little things I want to talk about, one of which is actually covered in another video, at least to some extent. I apologize. I just drank some protein shaky thingy fucking stuff. I've eaten like nothing in like 2 days. It's so weird. But I need to put something in me, so I figured that was the call. It sounded sexual. So yeah, one thing, which I'll probably cover at the end, which I did talk about in a different video. The next episode of Grisaya is going to cover it as well, in its own weird way, but it was something, at first, I was really not sure I wanted to even keep in. I wasn't sure if I wanted to cut it out. I didn't know if I wanted to make it its own thing like this right now, or what I wanted to do. But in the end, I decided I was going to leave it because other stuff came up, and I did feel comfortable in having it thanks to my audience being fucking amazing. And trust me, you'll get what I'm talking about when we get there. But anyway, I just wanted to say that there will be some repetition because the next episode of Grisaya has that at the end for about 20 minutes. Another thing I want to talk about is more just kind of a fun little positive thing about changes that I'm doing. We'll do that one first because it's the most just it's the most there, man. And then there's the middle one, which really, really fucking sucks, and is also great, but fucking hell, the last 2 days have been suffering. So how about we talk about the first bit? Your boy has officially cut out soda out of his life. I don't know if you guys got this. I'm fat. Has officially cut out soda out of his life. He's officially cut out coffee out of his life. And while coffee itself isn't the problem, it's everything I would always put in a coffee, which is the problem. I don't just buy chips constantly or crackers. And I'm making the next big thing on this front to not looking like me, is completely cutting out another huge problem I have, which is always feeling the need to get the absolute most out of everything, which to an extent, like, use up what you got. That's very important, and that especially helps with money and things like that. But I have a huge self-control problem. I always have. fucking clearly. I always have. Hi, Susan. But yeah, so that's been a thing. So, no more large anything from me. No more buying 2 sides with a fucking meal every time. And, I have to make, and while that's still obviously going to be a thing where I'm going to be like temptation whenever I can do it, that's something I can really easily just not do. If I really just fucking be like, no, dumbass, don't. But the other big problem is when I do have food, I will eat until I am hungry, and then I will continue eating because I don't want to waste it. Which, again, not wasting things is a good thing. I mean, food waste is a real problem. And, so I don't want to be a part of that. But also, I'm fucking killing myself. I have been killing myself for fucking years because I did that. I ordered food last week. And of course, I ordered a fucking lot of it. I ordered a bunch of sandwiches, which I saved. I ordered a fucking meal with a large shake and fucking 2 sides, 2 fucking incredibly unhealthy sides, and also a fucking euro. I ordered a lot of food, and I ate half of it, and like a normal human being, I was full. I was totally full. I didn't need to eat any more at all. I was 100% content and comfortable where I was, but because I have this mindset drilled into my brain, I couldn't stop, because what was I going to do with all of it? And so I did. And I, of course, felt horrific the entire rest of the day. I used to be able to do that when I was a kid. I can't do that anymore. I don't know if it's just I notice the pain more and I'm more of a bitch or what. I'm just more conscious about me as a person and my health. But no, I can't do that anymore. And it seems like this has to happen with everything I do before I fucking stand up and do something about it. Is I have to hurt the fuck out of myself. And it's really depressing. And I only get so many of those, So yeah, that I've taken a lot of steps, but those are another one of that is the next. So I just wanted to share with you guys that I am making progress with me. I've been very distracted lately and not had a time to really break out my bike, though I was pretty big on using it the week before. So I'm going to try and hopefully get back on that and use that more and be able to breathe a little bit better, and that coupled with eating a lot less and being fucking smarter about it should really help. Which again, that's another thing is I've not eaten. I ate a little piece of a chicken. I apologize. I ate a little piece of chicken yesterday. That was it. That was all. And I wasn't even hungry. I was literally not hungry all day. I was literally only hungry when I woke up just now. I took this and now I'm fairly fine. And I don't know how much of that is the anxiety and the adrenaline and the fear and the anger and the sadness and shit. It's probably a lot of it. Because, onto the second part, the last day or two has been really a thing for me. It is something I've clearly had to talk about. As you will imagine when you know what it is, I have had to talk a lot about with family, and I got to talk about with a lot of old friends from school, and I got to talk about with people in the Discord who were incredibly fucking sweet and kind to me and understanding and supportive, and just... I can never thank everyone enough for how many people have been in my corner and how hard they've been in my corner over the past 2 days. Because I have officially disowned a very unpleasant part of my life and my family. And that is the entirety of my mother's side of my family. And that was obviously pretty hard to do. I put out a very angry public cry for help and a plead to listen and try to be better and to fix the problems that we had. The terrible things that they believe about other people and the things that they do which hurt people and what they've done that hurts me and how they've affected me and how they view people like me and view myself, which that like me thing will be coming up again later at the end and in that Grisai video. And I got nothing from them. I got nothing but tone-deaf, empty responses, and also I got the police called on me. So I had to go deal with that when 3 cops showed up at my door. Thankfully, despite someone who's been pretty anti-cop as of late, they were incredibly understanding and cool. They're like, hey, we were called to come check on you. Didn't realize you were a fucking 23-year-old goddamn adult. I'm a terrible excuse for an adult, but I'm a grown-ass fucking adult human being. And like, I was just, hey, this is what's happening. I basically told them all to fuck off because I cannot deal with them anymore because they don't actually fucking care about me, anything I believe in, people I care about. They don't care. And I can't be a part of that anymore. I refuse to be a part of that anymore. I refuse to be a part of their hatred. I refuse to be a part of any of that. Which they basically went, cool, I get you. We're gonna go. So again, I appreciate the hell out of them for being really, really cool. It does seem like, again, not always been the nicest to police as of late. They're not all bad, but there's some serious problems. Yeah, did that, and they were very kind to me. It does always seem like I don't know if it's just because we're as isolated as we are where I live, but thankfully the police here have always been pretty solid people, and I've yet to ever see them interact incredibly negatively in a way that would particularly upset the shit out of me, and they've always been nice to me. And I don't know if it's just because we're isolated and the people who do live here and stuff like that. I don't know what the case it is, but anyway, they were very kind to me. I do appreciate that. Didn't appreciate the fucking cops being called to my house. That was terrible. No one even bothered to try and talk to me. I was literally talking to them on the phone when the police showed up being like, hey, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking fine. I'm talking to the person who called you. Why did she fucking call? Why didn't she talk to anyone else who knows me? Be like, hey, if you're worried about me, fucking check on me. Fucking do anything. Send the fucking cops. What the fuck are you doing? So that happened. And everything else I got from everyone else has just been very hollow. Only one person even seemed to understand that I was talking about their beliefs being a problem. And they completely just said, fuck you. They didn't actually say that, but they did just say, no, I don't care. So, there's that. So that was all the previous day. And obviously that sucked. It hurt. It was... I got everything that I said about them proven to me and to everyone else very publicly. And the reason I did it publicly was because they would never ever listen in a million years in private. They didn't listen when it was public. Why would they listen when it was private? They've always told me to just shut up and sit back and ignore it. And they've always shut me down and ignored me and completely taken me out of context. They've ignored everything I've ever said. When I've tried to do the right thing, when they've very clearly been doing the wrong. And so, yeah. I called them out very publicly for it, and they took nothing away from it. Nothing of substance. They either just said, oh, hey, sorry you're having a bad time, not understanding that the reason I was having a bad time was 100% their fault. No one apologized for what they did. The only time someone did apologize was for something they didn't do, which it was about something I brought up, which wasn't because I was bringing it up because they were at fault. I was bringing it up to make a comparison to something they are at fault about, and that completely got glossed over. I said that to their face, and I heard nothing about it. Completely ignored it. Just moved on, said good night. And so, yeah. They have no intention to try and change or even understand that they could have possibly have done something really wrong. They didn't listen to anything I said. And so I'm not going to be a part of that anymore. And it sucks because I grew up with these people. They're my fucking family. But they're also wrong. They are not wholly bad people. But they are very wrong, and they refuse to even try and change, to even try and look at themselves, try to see anything, try to listen to me. And so, that's it. That is it for me and them. I will not be doing that anymore. Sat by for my entire life not saying something to them, because every time I ever tried, it never worked. So if they won't listen to me, if they won't even hear what I'm actually saying, then there was no point. Sucks, it means I can't go play Uno at Christmas with them anymore, but no. I had to stand up for what I believe in. I had to stand up for myself. So that was all the first day. And then there was the second day, because there was one person in particular out of everyone who was so much worse. Because everyone gave me a tone-deaf, empty response. Just hollow. Their words didn't mean anything. It was just a bunch of, I love you, I'm sorry. Not, I'm sorry for what I did, I'm sorry you feel that way. And then there was my mother. I've talked a whole lot about how I have some fucking problems with her. And, yeah. Well, I can happily say I don't have those problems anymore. When I first called everyone out, the first thing I ever got from anyone was my mother telling me how wrong I was, how much I had a misconception, how my perception of her was screwed, how I was terrible for having called them out publicly, how I was such an awful person, how could I ever have done that to them? She didn't apologize once for anything. I begged her and pleaded with her. I cried and wept to her. I screamed at her. And every single time, all she ever did was told me how I was a monster. Because I fucked up her image. Because that's all she's ever cared about. She's an egotistical, manipulative monster who has spent her entire life, my entire life, trying to turn my brother and me against ourselves, try to shut us up, try to make us feel inadequate and imperfect, and try to make us, don't get me wrong, we're not perfect, but you know what I'm trying to say. Try to make us feel wrong. Try to make us feel that she is infallible, and every time she would fuck up and make a mistake, she would abuse us, she would use she would guilt trip us, she would use our emotions against us. And she continued to do it the entire day. I have 20 plus saved screenshotted messages because I didn't want her to delete them. Everything that she said to me. Constant gaslighting and manipulating and just being an abusive parent. Not a bad parent, an abusive parent. She didn't want kids. She wanted property. She tried to turn terrible things that have happened to me and my own brother and her against us. She tried to turn me being sexually assaulted into, oh, but what about me? That's what she did. We literally had talked about it earlier because she'd mentioned it was like, what does that even mean? And I was like, hey, do you remember this thing that happened to me at all? Do you? It was a really big thing. It completely fucked up my entire life. Do you remember that? No? Cool. So then again, she does it later, but then she uses it against me. And that was it. That was enough where I was like, okay, no. I don't ever want to see you again. You have no intention of changing. You would have changed a decade ago when you said you were going to change. When you did it again, and then did it again, and then did it again, and then said you were going to change, and did it again, and then said you were going to change, and did it again. It's why we abandoned her and moved somewhere else. And then she still didn't change. Wasn't a bad parent. Was an abusive, manipulative monster. So, I told her that. And still did not do anything but talk about how terrible I was. So, told everyone else who she is. Again, very publicly. I have not heard from her again since. And thank fuck, because I don't want to. I don't want to hear a word from her unless she's changed, and let's be real, she won't. She just won't, ever. She's the same person she was 20 fucking years ago. She's worse, but she's still that same type of terrible. And I don't feel sorry for calling her out, because she's such an impossibly fake person who, again, everyone else reached out to me publicly. She didn't. She's the only one who went privately to me to abuse me, to shut me up. Which is, again, why I screenshotted every fucking thing that she said, so that if I need to, I would happily show everyone else exactly who she is. Not just who I say she is, exactly who she is. So, that happened earlier today. And again, thankfully have not heard anything back. Let's see, I do have a notification on my phone. Not a fucking thing. It's YouTube, 2 Discords, and... what is the shopping bag? What is that? What is that from? Is it eBay? What the fuck is that? What is this? What are you? That's the Galaxy store. That's what that is. There's Errori on there, too. She's great. I can't wait to get back into Psychonaut. Point is... yeah. That was that. And it's awful. And it hurts. But it was so blatant and out there and just completely remorseless on her part that I really, truly, finally realized exactly who she is. Not just that she was bad, that she had her problems, that she was a misunderstood soul who made mistakes over the years. No. She was a fucking garbage person. She is a fucking garbage person. And I'm not going to deal with it anymore. I feel nothing for her. Nothing. I feel sad that I'm throwing the rest of the family away. I don't feel sad at all about this. Because she doesn't care. She didn't care about me. Why the fuck should I care about her? So yeah. She's gone. And if she tries to contact me again, she will get nothing from me. If she tries to do something incredibly stupid or horrible or awful, then I don't know what the fuck. We'll call the cops. I don't know what the fuck we fucking do. I don't trust her. I don't know. Point is, my day has been standing up for myself for the first time and everyone collectively looking at me like I was insane and trying to hurt myself, and being abused by my ex-mother. So that's been awful. But it's done now. I'm done with them. It's gone. I won't let it drag me down anymore. I won't let it ruin my life anymore. And for as horrible as it was, for as horrible as they've been, the amount of support and love and understanding and care I did get from everyone else, from the side of my family that actually fucking cares, from the Discord, from from my, again, old friends from school who I have not talked to in feels like a fucking decade. It's been impossibly sweet and kind and supportive, and I couldn't have gone through this without him, and I couldn't have fucking even thought about starting to do this without the support of you guys, and with how incredibly sweet and kind and understanding and supportive you guys have been to me through everything I've gone through. And obviously a lot of this is new, but yeah, it sucks, but I'm in a better place now than I've been in for years because of those people. I can be me. I couldn't do that for so long. On the topic of being me, let's get to that last part. Because there was another thing that was included in that was going to be a problem. And that is, if you've paid attention to me for a while now, I have always been very open to the idea of, hey, I am who I am, whoever that happens to be, whatever I end up happen to be into, or who I'm into, whatever it is, as long as I'm not hurting anyone, I'm me, and that's fucking good. But there was always some fear, too. Because there was always a fear that if I ever was something different than just some fucking straight dude, that while I know there would be a ton of people who loved me, those people would abandon me, or they would cast me out, or they'd pretend they would throw their own morals away for me, which is almost as disgusting as them having those terrible morals in the first place, because they won't do it for anyone else. That was the thing I think that disappointed me the most on that. Being told, oh, but it's love, they'd always understand even if you told them. Like, okay, say you're right. What about everyone else that they constantly shit talk and talk down to and consider evil or gross or horrible because they're different? Something tells me those people aren't magically going to get all the love, which just seems incredibly selfish. Just because it's me. Yeah. But yeah, the drum roll of it all, the da-da-da-da-da-da, I am officially committing to being like, hey, I am bi. Which is pretty cool, my guy. Again, I'm pretty fucking new to this, so I apologize if I ever say something wrong or I don't know what the fuck that. There could be actual different terminology. I've already seen some stuff where I'm like, fuck, maybe it is something slightly different. They got names for this shit. Is it actually pan? What is I don't know what the difference is. So, hey, maybe an addendum down the road in like a day or two when I'm like, oh, fuck, that's what pan means? Well, I guess that's me, actually. But same basic idea. I think. I don't fucking know. Again, I'm new. Point is, again, I've always had that belief from myself that whatever I am, and that's cool. I am open to whatever. I am not afraid of the idea of liking men or anything like that. I'm afraid of what people will think about me. I'm afraid of how people will view me. I'm afraid people will treat me like dog shit because of it. But I'm not afraid of it itself. And basically over the past month or two, I kind of just sat down with myself and thought, well, hey, if you really feel that way, if you honestly feel that, hey, if there was someone out there who happens to be a dude or happens to be a trans dude or woman or whatever the case is, I'm so new to this, I apologize. Again, I've always been super open and understanding, but it feels slightly different now. Always been live your life to your best. But now I gotta figure shit out. And that's the biggest thing, is figuring shit out for me. I'm still just trying to find out who I am. Who knows? Again, could change more as time goes on. But anyway, I've always, if I've always honestly been, hey, I'm open to the idea if it's the right person, then I am, right? That's who I am. So fucking just say that, rather than you're like, I'm straight, but who knows? Again, I think there was one random, it was such a weird random tweet thing that I'd came across, but I mentioned Recitu, but it was basically just someone going, hey, if you like women 95% and you only happen to like men 5%, if you still like men, then hey, you're bi, and that's cool. And if it works the exact opposite, if you like 80% men and 20% women, hey, then cool, you're bi, fucking rock it. And I was like, hey, shit, you right? I don't have anyone like that. I don't have anyone who happens to be a dude that I'm into. Not like that, anyway. I got tons of dude friends, obviously. But I don't have that right now. I don't know if I've ever really had that. This is maybe a cute anime boy once. I don't know. But yeah, I don't have that. But I am open to having that. I am looking forward to that being a possibility. And so that's where I am. And again, I've gotten a fuck ton of support and kindness and love for that. I've also gotten a ton of horrible garbage from it. And it was almost exclusively from my mother, which was the weirdest part. Actually, it's not weird. It totally makes sense. Yeah, man. So that's where I am. As a huge warning here. Again, the reason I specifically bring up that tweet is because, god damn it, women are amazing. I really like them a lot. They're fantastic. Do you know how great tits are? It's vagina's a beautiful thing. My my point is, I am much more that direction than the other, but that is still there. This is not in any way going to mean I'm going to stop talking about Michiru every 3 seconds. That is still very much as a thing. Shit, where are we at? Over here. Shit, that's, yeah. Good. See this post? Fuck. You see that poster? There it is. See that poster over there? Well, Hisao is a beautiful boy, and I accept that, and he's a good man. This shit over here, oh fuck. And that's I'm gonna stop trying to do that. That's the business. My point is I still really, really, really like women. But I just happen to kind of like men too a little bit. I just need to find one. I need to find the right one. I'm very picky when it comes to men, apparently. That's the big thing. I'm just extra picky. And again, that's the thing is I think that definitely, again, I've always been open to whatever. That totally extends to other people. Like if someone happened to be transgender or something like that, then that would totally be like, hey, fuck yeah. Do I think you're pretty and do I think you're cool? I'm still in. I don't give a fuck. That's basically where it is. Like, do I still like you? Then I still like you. I don't fucking care. Do you happen to personally believe or feel or know that you are none of it? You're an enigma floating in the wind? You're a fucking some magical otherworldly being? I don't give a fuck. That's awesome, and I'm on board. If I like you, I like you. That shit doesn't matter to me. If it makes you happy, then that matters to me. Yeah. So that's where I am. Which is why I'm thinking maybe it's technically more pan than bi. But again, I don't know the terminology. Ain't nobody give me a goddamn dictionary. I'm very new to I'm not new to the supporting it. But I'm new to having to try and figure it out for myself. Anyway. So yes, Louise, you're fucking right. It wasn't the case before, but yeah, I'll go ahead and say it. I was fucking bi. Okay. This man, first time I ever started talking about anything like that, this man's like, I just assumed you were. And I was like, fuck. Do I give off that impression? Apparently I did. I think I'm okay with that. I know I'm okay with it. Fuck. It's a weird conversation. It's a weird time. And that's the biggest thing. It's been a very weird, uncomfortable, sad, dark, maddening fucking time. But it's also been one of the most freeing. I feel I can fucking breathe in my own skin better than I have been able to for years. I'm not being held down by some abusive fucking shithead who pretends to be my mother. I'm not standing by and just letting these people who raised me to do the right thing do the wrong thing the entire time. So yeah. It sucks, and it's scary, and there's other scary things because I don't trust them. I don't know what they're capable of doing. To me, to themselves, to each other. I am terrified for the younger kids that are with them because I don't want to see them fucked up as much as I was, as much as my brother was. I don't want to see them turned into them. But there's only so much I can do. And it really sucks, but it's just where I am. So yeah, long story short, making for somehow a legitimate effort not to be fat. And to be fair, when I say I've cut out soda and coffee and stuff, I've cut soda out for the almost entirety of this year. I've had a couple, but I used to drink like 3 a day. I used to have a couple a day. And now I've had, I think, like 3 all year long. Coffee. I used to drink it all the time, constantly, so much. You guys would watch it just in a fucking jug of this shit. Just filled to the brim with fucking sugar. And it used to be milk, and eventually I moved on to almond milk. Which now means I have to save almond milk for like fucking oatmeal and shit. But like, yeah, and again, that's the crazy thing, is like just one day out of the blue, I was able to just, I'm done with that now. Weird. Used to crave it, used to freak out about it every time I couldn't have it. I'd sit there and go like, fuck, I want it. And then just one day, nah, I got nothing. I'm doing something really, really, really fancy? Give me one. And that's it. So I'm really happy with that. It's late to be getting to that sort of stuff, but I'm finally getting to it. And I'm very happy about that. I'm very proud of everything I've gotten to talk about today. A lot of it sucked. A lot of it's scary. A lot of it is anxiety-inducing as fuck. A lot of it is rough. But I'm proud. I'm proud to say that I stood up for myself and for others. I'm proud to say that I'm trying to get better physically. I'm proud to say, hey, I can love whoever the fuck I want. Fuck you people. Anyone can. That's what it should be like in the first place. You're into one thing? Cool. You're into multiple things? Dope. You're into fucking everything? Good fucking you. Man, yeah. Or woman, or not. Whatever the case. I don't care if you ain't fucking... You like a bag of Cheetos and nothing else. I don't mean sexually, just being like, I just like some Cheetos. Then fucking cool, man. That's what matters. That's all I fucking care about. So anyway, that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. I just wanted to talk about me, because there's been a lot going on recently, and I trust and appreciate and love you guys. And you guys have been so supportive and kind and helpful to me, to helping me find peace for a long time now, for helping me fight my depression, for helping me through my anxiety attacks, for just being there for me to sit around and have a funny laugh with, or to cry over, or to scream about Pokemon and Ruby. Just be like, fuck, did you see that was awesome? And you're like, yeah. Rad. Whatever it happens to be, man. I can't appreciate you guys enough. I can't appreciate everyone in Discord. I can't appreciate Ondu and Dan, and I haven't got to talk to Jeff in a minute, and I hope he's well. But Jeff and fucking Nadesta and Matters and fucking Necro and Louise and everyone who's been fucking awesome to me. Zach, Drew, fucking all of you people. I can't thank you guys enough. I can't. So, I'm going to say thank you again. I'm going to say I love you guys. And then I'm going to call it here. And I don't know what else I'm going to do. Again, I'm not going to talk too much more about channel stuff in this. We are not insanely far off from 1,000 subscribers, which is insane to me. But I'll make a video when we get there and announce a bunch of cool stuff, because there's a bunch of there's a good few ideas I have that I want to do. There's some fun there's some fun stuff I want to do for the channel, both as in like specials and just something I would like to try and potentially do moving on from this point, because I think it would be a really fun idea. And while I'm sure no one would watch it, I would watch it, and that's all that fucking matters. I just need to talk about shit, because I like to talk about fun things that I love. There's some ideas I've kind of had for community stuff. Obviously, I feel like I'm afraid it's going to be lost on a good few people, because there's only so many people who are into so many things. And like, as much as I go on about like Ruby and Pokemon or fucking Michiru, there's only so many people who actually fit into the groups that actually look forward to those things. So I don't know, but there's things I would like to look into doing, to just doing fun stuff with you guys in general, the audience. And yeah, that's kind of where I am right now. So again, I'm expecting the next little bit of time to be still kind of rough and complicated. But I'm in a better place now. And I'm with you guys. A better fucking place. So, I love you guys dearly. I cannot thank you all enough for being so supportive and loving and awesome. I cannot thank my family enough for being so loving and supportive. My actual family for being so loving and supporting. My coworkers, who were the fucking sweetest people in the goddamn world. I was at work yesterday for like 4 hours longer than we were supposed to be at work, just because we just sat there the entire time, everyone being like, you fucking did that. Fuck yes. And like, everyone was so fucking sweet and kind and supportive to me. I got more hugs than I think I've ever gotten from any other goddamn human. Yeah. It's not the time to be hugging people, but but I got nothing but love and support from them. from them specifically. And again, I got to talk with a bunch of old friends who I haven't heard from or seen in so long, and who are always great, fun people. Again, I talk a lot about how high school fucking really sucked. And while, yes, it really, really did, there were some really, really good people that helped me get through that too. And lo and behold, the second I was having trouble with this, they showed up. One person blew my fucking mind completely, because there's someone I was friends with in middle school. In like the 8th grade, we used to sit at the same table in our class. So it was me, her, and another friend of ours, who sadly I haven't talked to in a very long time. I don't know what she's up to. But anyway, we used to sit at the same table when we were good friends. Like, again, which was always really weird to me, because she was always really, really fucking popular and not a fucking nerd. But I was a fucking nerdy geek loser. But I was funny, so I guess they were cool. Well, then, and they were just so nice to me. But you know, after that, I ended up moving away, and even when I moved back, we never really hung out. Like, every time we would see each other, we'd be like, "Oh, hey, man, what's up?" But that was about all it really was. We didn't really hang out. She wasn't really a part of the same friend group anymore. But anyway, and that happened, and then eventually I dropped out, and I stopped seeing everyone. And then, of course, everyone graduated and went on to live adult lives like real human beings do. But anyway, I did that, posted this, and then she came at me yesterday morning, the day after everything had come out, with just this huge wall of fucking text and support and kindness that I was not fucking expecting out of anyone, let alone someone who, I really appreciate, but we haven't talked in fucking forever, more so than even other people. And it blew my fucking mind out of my skull, because she was so fucking sweet and kind to me. And I got to talk to her, and I got to talk to everyone else who was supportive and had a good time. And yeah, again, it blew my mind how supportive even she was, this person who was so distant to me, despite the fact we used to be friends. We were so distant. And it blew my mind, and it was the nicest thing ever. From the sounds of it, sounded like she might have had similar issues, if not the same, similar issues. And I don't know, it was incredibly uplifting to have everyone around. It's been uplifting to have everyone in the Discord. Again, I'm gonna repeat the fuck out of myself, so I'm probably gonna have to call it here. But for one last time, thank you all. And if you did sit through this, number one, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? And number two, thank you. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you for hearing me. Thank you for being dope. Just in general. Again, I am more at peace right now than I've been in a long time. And while there are still things that really scare me about this, it feels like a weight's been lifted off me that I cannot even begin to describe. So, let's have some fucking fun, watch some anime, play some games, and have a good time, Again, I'm sorry if things are still a little wonky when it comes to uploading and releasing stuff. Right now, the next thing that should be coming out publicly is going to be Kaguya, and I think it's going to be in a day or two. I don't think it'll be... I think it'll be tomorrow. It'll be tomorrow, so assuming this comes out today, but yeah, it'll be out on the 29th, whatever the fuck. And again, I think I'm going to put out Madoka episode 5 then after that. I'm sorry for Your Lie and Nichijou folks. You guys always get the fucking short end of the stick. I'm sorry. That's a me problem. I'm just terrible. But I definitely want to... I want to keep the Madoka thing progressing as best I can to. I don't know. It is what it is. Shell's complicated. Anyway, yeah, so there's that. And again, I will talk to you guys again when either we have to get a new show or series or something like that, or if we do end up hitting 1,000 here, which I don't think is incredibly far off. So, yeah. Until then, though, guys, again, thank you for listening, and thanks for being you. I love you all dearly, and I'll see you next time. And again, love Michiru. I don't care who you are. You love her, damn it. That's right. That's right. I'm supportive of your love, unless it means you hate her. In which case, you're a monster. Or don't. More for me. Point is, thank you. I love you. Goodbye. Take care. Stay beautiful, guys. Let's have some more fun here.